another edition of Worldwide Magazine. I'm your genial host, PEP. And we have a fantastic show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, around the St. Louis area, the movie Malcolm X has just opened up. And as a salute to this auspicious occasion, we have as our guest host tonight an outstanding community leader, an outstanding racial leader, and an all-around great guy, Black Jesus. So now, without any further ado, let me introduce you to our guest host tonight, for Worldwide Magazine, the one, the only, Black Jesus.
Yes, God bless you. Top of the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, black and white, red and yellow, Black Jesus. Uh, Peter and I have been sitting here for 20 minutes, and I was trying to explain to him he should have been your congenial host, and not your genial host, because there's no such word in the English language, okay? As a white boy, he should know that. But, you know, white boys, sometimes they don't listen to us darkies. And guess what? Now I got this blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude sitting behind me with y'all call Jesus, and let me introduce him to me. I'm Black Jesus. Peter, you come in here and do your thing, and we can start on the movie now. And I'm getting ready to do a movie critic's explanation of the Amos and Andy series, and my brother Malcolm X, and not 10, by the way. God bless you. I'll be with you. Peace.
As you know, we were able to get some clips from the movie. We're very excited about that. This is quite an event. I know that Spike Lee has asked all black men and women to take off to see this movie the day it comes out.
Yes, I totally disagree with Mr. Spike Lee, because my babies need an education, and their parents need to work if they got a job, because there's not many left in America.
What about this charge that you're not really a true black man if you don't go and see the movie?
Guess what? I'm black. I'm an African. I lives in America, and it ain't my home.
Well, what about these things we're seeing now? Because this represents Malcolm X as a young man. He was quite a fiery young man. What do you think about this?
Well, Malcolm, whose name was Malcolm Little, by the way, and his name was changed to Malcolm X, which means X means unknown in Islamic or the Muslim faith. It's a very respectable name, because I don't know mine.
Well, you know, I had the honor of not really knowing Malcolm X, but I did know his two cousins, Malcolm Y and Malcolm Z.
Yeah, well, you tell Malcolm Y, that you must be talking about Elijah Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan, that teamed up with that homosexual J. Edgar Hoover and slaughtered my boy. Is that who you?
What? What did you? What?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad stole about $14 million of the Nation of Islam's money, and
How do you know?
it was all in the newspapers, brother. I read. By the way, and Louis Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad had Malcolm X eliminated off the face of the earth, because Malcolm X had gone to Mecca. He saw the white people and black people and red people and brown people could live together in peace. And guess what? It was only in the Western world that they couldn't.
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, now we're looking at some, looks like Malcolm X is very fiery here. Looks like he's a very, very belligerent man. What do you think about this thing about gays being in the army now? What do you think about that? Is that related at all to Malcolm X?
In my opinion, the rights of gays are in no way, and I mean to be explicit in this point, connected with the rights and the freedoms of black people in America. You see, because when a white man walks down the street, or a white woman that's gay or lesbian, nobody knows unless they see it. But if I walk down the street with you, Peter Parisi, and you're a white man, they automatically say, what are you doing with that nigga? Is they gay or something? Honey, please. I like gals. What you like? Now, let's go on further. If I had a homosexual in a foxhole with me, brother, I would blow his brains out, but I'd be standing about 20 feet away so his blood wouldn't get on me. Cause if he got wounded and I got cut by a piece of rock in the foxhole with him, I'd be dead as him because I'd have AIDS. And I ain't going for it. But guess what? I don't go in. I don't got to go in y'all military either. So I want y'all to think about that one.
Very interesting point. Very, very interesting. Now I see here that.
And guess what? You old men and old women don't got to go either, but your babies do. Now what you say, honey? And I ain't no quit either.
Well, you're sitting awful close to me, Black Jesus.
Yeah, I like boys.
Well, I can see now. We see some. What is this now? What is this that's going on the screen? I noticed that on this. I noticed on this Malcolm X movie that.
That ain't worth watching.
You had a bit part. I can see you have a bit part of the movie. As the handyman and cleaner.
Yeah, guess what? Put a mop and broom in my hand, I'm gonna be cleaning my house, not yours, white boy. Hi, master. Master, can I be your slave? But what, man, don't you come near me? We are tearing this mother out. You got to grab straight me right here in public. Master, I would like to introduce you to Worldwide Magazine. And we's on Double Helix. Them white folks don't like me for real, master. But I'd be good nigga if you treat me right and stick some green stuff in my pocket. Master Parisi, I love you, master. I think you're my brother, but I'm trying to watch you now. Master Parisi, but seriously, I would like to introduce you to some security guards in the city of St. Louis that I call the most stupidest people in the world. And I even met a cop that was posing as a customer down at Gus's, and I pointed him out before I even got in the store, master, because he was so obvious. And guess what? They brought this little shrimp out there, master. About knee high to a duck, talking about he was going to do something. So I'm like, oh my God, master. I couldn't have kicked him there, but master, I'd have kicked him in his face, because that's where my foot would have landed. But anyway, master, let me show you these white folks, these dumb white folks and donkeys, master. Work for the master, make $3.25 an hour, and they carry a gun, and they can shoot you. I'm sorry, they make $3.35, master. I don't want to take a damn away from them, because they may need that for hard time. But anyway, seriously, these are people that work for security, and they protect your lives out there in this public. And guess what? I wouldn't trust them with a gun in their hand. No more than I would a dog. And I'm talking about one of them little vicious dogs. Got a 1,000-pound grip. What they call them, priest? That little vicious dog. A pit bull, yeah. I wouldn't give them a gun no more than I give him a gun. But these some of the imbeciles that they give y'all guns. Y'all get guns and licenses to serve the public in the city of St. Louis and St. Louis County and surrounding areas. And I'm gonna introduce some that I met and that Parisi met after I met them. Oh my God, they sick children. They really sick. Watch them.
And now, Worldwide Magazine is very proud to present our special salute to the men and women who lay their lives on the line so that others can walk to their cars in safety. Security guards. It's true that some people think they're idiots and morons, but nothing could be farther from the truth. These are simply men and women who just aren't good enough to be real policemen. And this is the best they can do. So join us now as we face the day-by-day activities of these valiant people whose overwhelming emotion is boredom because they have nothing to do. And remember, they only make $3.35 an hour.
Solicitation is against the law, sweetie. That's a vice act.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave this park, or either go downtown and get booked and arrested.
Well, I'm not doing anything, officer. I'm just taking pictures. I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. You know what you can do with your book?
Down Larry Wayne. I like to see Robin Smith or Julius Hunter.
Okay, do you have an appointment, sir?
No, sir.
Well, you'll have to make an appointment.
Pardon me, sir.
You'll have to,
What is your position?
Sir, I'm the man you're talking to right now. I'm explaining
And who are you?
I'm explaining the procedure.
Are you
to
a guard? You a security guard?
Yes, sir. Now, you'll have to make an appointment. That is.
And you would arrest me. You would have me arrested if I don't obey your procedures, correct?
Sir,
Pardon me, sir?
No, sir. You're trying to.
You would have me arrested.
That is not true, sir.
Sir, well, let me speak to Robin Boyce and Julius Hunter. And I know they're here in the building.
Sir, follow the procedure. Make an appointment.
Sir, that's not what I'm asking you.
That's what I'm telling you, sir.
You don't tell me nothing, white boy.
I just told you this, sir.
Sir, you don't tell me nothing, white boy.
Sir, that is the procedure. That's
You don't tell me nothing, white boy.
I just told you.
If
You just heard
I'm asking to speak to black people, I ask to speak to nobody white.
Sir, they gonna get a black operator to call?
Pardon me? A black operator? What's a black operator?
Sir, make the appointment. That is the procedure.
Look here, PEP. This is a good town, St. Louis is. And we don't want no outside agitators coming in here and messing our town up.
How much you guys get paid an hour?
Not enough.
Oh, not enough?
We've got 6 security officers at this bank.
6? No. What does that mean?
Well, that means it's pretty secure.
Oh, that means I can't take my money.
They'd have a hard time doing it, let's put it that way.
We're here at the St. Louis Center. I guess that's what it's called, right?
Center, yeah.
Right, and we're with one of the many unsung heroes in the city of St. Louis, the security guards. The guards that protect both you and me, often for little money, often at great risk, but they do it. They're unsung heroes. They're men and women who do a job that has to be done. How you doing? What's your name?
Joe.
And how long have you been a security guard?
For about 3 years.
3 years, and how do you like it?
Oh, it's a good job, decent benefits, bump pay. But my ribs ain't showing. You know what I mean, huh?
That's right. Well, how much do you need a gun for this job?
I am a licensed security guard. I'm working private security on this job here, and I don't carry a gun down here.
Wouldn't you think that some of these people that come to this St. Louis Center might need a gun?
Definitely. St. Louis Center is very dangerous. Probably one of the most dangerous mall. It's one of the most dangerous malls in the Midwest.
Really? I don't know that.
Yes, by far, yes. Easily. Compared to New York or Chicago or LA, it's not as bad as one of those. But in the Midwest, the Midwest mall, it's pretty dangerous.
Have you ever had any harrowing experiences as a security guard? Like a time when your life might have been in danger?
I've had a few arrests and stuff like that, and had to wrestle with clients trying to steal things and rob things and that. But, I don't know if my life was in danger.
What was the most unusual item that a shoplifter has tried to steal from St. Louis Center?
From St. Louis Center in general?
Yeah, what's the most unusual item that they tried to steal?
I think of at Victoria's Secrets around Christmas time, they were stealing panties and stuff like that.
Oh, that's not unusual. I mean, like anything really outlandish that they tried to steal, like a chair or a television set.
Well, we had a scale stolen down here. Outlandish, they try to steal that stuff all the time. Stuff like that, that's really not outlandish. Stuff like that they try to steal all the time. And clothes, stuff like that from Famous. You see the security guards and private security from like Famous and Dillard's running after them all the time.
Uh-huh.
So, they're always up to no good.
Would you recommend for a young person, perhaps deciding what career he's going to take, what career course he's going to take, would you recommend security guards?
It's not a bad job.
Is it boring?
It gets to be a little boring at times.
And now you have the power to arrest people?
I have the power to hold them, to put them under arrest, and then I call the police or call the security management, and they come down and have them arrested.
Has there have you ever heard of any security guards, any men that were working as security guards that had police records?
that had police records. Oh, I'm sure to be a security guard, I mean, they don't check your filing your past too much. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there have been occasions where the security guard's past record is not the best. And I mean,
Well, next time you people out there watching are in St. Louis Center and you feel a little bit more safe than you would have otherwise, you should thank this man and men like him that put their life on the line to help, protect, and serve you. Could you show the back of your jacket? It's real good. Security jacket. You see, you can tell he's a security job because he has the jacket. You can't be a security job, a guard, without the jacket.
You need the jacket. You definitely need the jacket. But this mall here in particular is in a little bit of trouble because, first of all, you have it's becoming you got a lot of young black kids come down here, come over from East St. Louis, and you have no place to park. So this mall here the business is off a little bit because the people. It seems like the white people, they don't want to come downtown shop because one, you have to pay to park, and then two, you have to worry about getting robbed and mugged on the way to your car. And so this mall down here is suffering a little bit.
Well, no, it's just a fact. I understand. I know it's just a sad but true fact.
Never true. Yes, it is. Definitely. Black Jesus, I'm gonna have to lock you up.
You want to do what?
I'm gonna have to lock you up, brother, for. First of all, trespassing. I told you to stay out of the mall. You came back in.
You a liar. I ain't never seen you before in my life.
We got you attempted robbery.
You a liar again.
Black Jesus, now come on. We got you now. We caught you.
Hey, boy.
Take him away.
Hey,
throw away the key. Lock him up and throw away the key.
Wait, boy. This ain't
Bill.
I'm your little buddy.
You're gonna do 2 to 5, Black Jesus. Come on, little buddy.
Lock him up and throw away the
I
key.
ain't worried about that.
You're looking at 2 to 5, son.
You can't come in here filming anymore.
Oh, we're not coming in here and filming. No, don't worry about it. We're not. So what are you doing? Were you a security guard here? What security? The task force security.
You're holding up trash.
Okay. We'll pass it through here. Let me play with you. So how long have you been a security officer?
Okay, come on out the door.
Okay. How long have you been a security officer?
I don't care to make any comments.
Okay, I understand. Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. It's wonderful. We can look through the window though at White Castles. We can't film through the window?
Did you understand what I said, sir? You can't film anything
It's
back.
a little hard to see through the viewfinder.
Okay, we'll leave then. All right, yeah. Get a picture of this, the guard here. Oh, they're being harassed by the guard now. They're being harassed by the security guard. They're being harassed by the security guard. This man lives on authority and power. He breaks the backs of his own brothers, of his own African-American brothers. He doesn't care. He sells his own race out to the white man. The white man and the White Castles man. And he's coming to get us. We're on the public sidewalk now, and you're going to protect me. Well, I think we're really, okay, we're not, I swear to God. You're going to lock me up?
That's what I said.
Okay. Well, listen, okay, we're on a sidewalk now. We're on a public sidewalk?
Do not put the camera
Okay.
on the
Are we on a public sidewalk now?
Period.
Okay, we on a public sidewalk?
Period. Do not
Okay,
put the
okay.
camera on the building.
All right.
If I tell you again, you're going to jail.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm really worried. I might be going to jail if we take a picture of the building. Mike, take a picture of the building. Thank you. Can I ask you a few questions? Like, how long have you been a security guard?
For about, I guess, about 3 months now.
How do you like it?
I don't.
What's the matter with it?
It's boring.
Well, does it pay well, doesn't it?
No.
You get paid probably, well, how much do you get paid? Do you mind telling me?
I don't think I'm supposed to tell you. Am I supposed to tell you?
I don't know, just curious.
Not enough. How's that?
You have a gun?
Of course not.
Why don't you have a gun?
Would you give me a gun?
Okay, what's your name?
Hey, Matt.
Mac, and how long have you been a security guard?
I've been in security too long.
Okay, well, what made you go into the business?
Something to do, another job.
Is it a pretty good job?
That's okay.
Did it pay well?
It's all right.
Now, before you could carry a gun, what did you have to do? What kind of tests did you have to make, or what kind of tests or whatever then you had to do before you carry a gun?
Quite a few. But you know, I can't talk too long. I got to take care of some business.
Okay, well, listen, have you ever shot anybody?
No, I don't want to.
Can I help you with something?
No.
Nah, out here asking people for money, are you?
No. Who are you?
I'm security with the building.
You on the sidewalk?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you on the sidewalk.
Well, you don't come up with
You on the sidewalk?
So don't come out here with that junk no more.
Look here, PEP. This is a good town, St. Louis is. And we don't want no outside agitators coming in here and messing our town up.
Oh, Jimmy, how long have you been a security officer?
It's not a security officer. Can't you see that says police?
Are you a regular police? You're not a security officer?
It says police detective, not security guard.
She wanted to go out to escort her to her car. So since the available guard, he was in the bathroom, so we sent a guard from the opposite side to come across the lot and meet her at her car.
How long have you been in the security industry?
4 days.
Oh.
4 days.
Oh, 4 days? Right. Oh, okay. I feel real confident now. I feel real secure.
Oh, okay.
How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, we're just going to do a little story about this for cable TV. We don't want to have to pay, but it's going to be here in a minute. Okay? Huh? I'm sorry?
I had to go to room 119.
What'd you say?
19.
What's the matter? You can't talk?
Yeah.
Got laryngitis? How long have you had it?
I just got it tonight.
How long have you been a security guard here?
Everybody.
Yeah, you're a security officer? Well, we're doing a documentary about security guards, about the brave, unsung men that help protect us in our businesses and homes, and they're very unheralded. They don't get paid much, and they work real hard. So, would you like to tell us about security guards? A few questions.
I've been here 42 years. I want to know, why are you taking pictures as a driver? I'm not taking pictures.
Okay, let's go. Okay, come on. We're going to cause trouble now. Let's go.
Yeah, you better get out of here.
We're going to leave now.
I'm part of the police department.
You are, really?
Yeah, I'm a guard and I got license.
Oh, you're a real cop?
No, I'm not a cop.
Oh.
But I don't want you to be taking pictures.
Okay, we're leaving. We don't want to bother you. Okay, goodbye. Huh?
No tree climbing in the park.
Plus, you're going to have to leave with the glass bottle. There's no glass containers allowed in the park.
Where'd you get a glass bottle?
Where'd I get it? The store.
Well...
Now, here you go. I'm going to just give you a copy of the rules and regulations.
Thank you. Thank you, officer. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Hey, you know me? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, good. Good. We're doing a thing about security guards. We're talking about security guards and different kinds of security guards, different places they protect. And now, you work for security service?
No, I work for the Postal Span.
Oh, you don't work for a security service? Well, then you're much better than the people that work for the security services, because I know that a lot of them, like, don't get paid much. They're not very good at what they do. I know that security officers that work for a specific company are more dedicated. Is that right?
I don't know, Pete.
Oh. Well, have you had any interesting experiences being
Very quiet around here. The most interesting experience I had is when you came in with your pictures of Larry Johnson for me to deliver upstairs.
Oh. Well, anything you want to say about security guard? Is it a good business for somebody, like a young kid, maybe to go into?
Here it is. It's a very good company to work for.
Oh, I know that. Post-Dispatch. Eric Mink. Eric Mink's my pal. I have my pals on the 3rd floor. Is that what floor he's on?
Who?
Eric Mink.
5th.
That's right. My pal's on the 5th floor, Eric Mink. He's a good friend of mine. I go visit him all the time. How long have you been a security guard?
Not too long.
How long?
Long enough.
How long? Come on.
Long enough.
6 months? 2 months?
Long enough.
You carry a gun?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Right there.
Let me see. I don't even see it. What is it, hidden? Is it a hidden gun? Okay, he has a gun.
Deputy, here's the ordinance book. I told you once. I'm not telling you no more.
Let me ask you something, Elvis.
And I told you once. I'm not telling you no more. You're going to get a ticket the next time.
Well, let me ask...
That's it.
But...
The next time you see a security officer, give him a smile and a pat on the back, because he's there to protect you. Security officers, the backbone of the legal system in the country. Security officers, to protect and to serve. And so concludes our salute to security officers on Worldwide Magazine.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Dr. Hanna, M.D., proctologist to the stars, the official proctologist of Worldwide Magazine. Have you just had a baby? Have you been bothered by the pain and itch of hemorrhoidal tissue? Well, suffer no more, because Worldwide Magazine is offering free rectal exams. That's right, free rectal exams. Now, huge viewers audience that Worldwide Magazine enjoys, this offer must be strictly limited to women between the ages of 18 and 42 and between a target weight of 90 and 135 pounds. Next message.
I think your program is sick. They're talking about premenstrual period and all that. I think it's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Next message.
This show sucks.
Next message.
Hey, Pete, those Hoosiers down at Double Helix need to be taught a lesson. I called 5 times. They're nothing but a bunch of Southside Hoosiers.
Next message.
Now, I'm going to call them, and I'm going to tell them it's the filthiest, disgusting show on television, and if they can't do any better than that, with a couple of big fat slobs trying to screw a pig and screw a gal on a bed and getting whipped, it's disgusting, and you guys ought to get the hell off of this show and go find some decent job. Now, give me that damn number again, because I'm going to call back and get it, and I'm going to tell them what I think. And I hope the hell they do take you off the air. You're two big, fat, disgusting slobs. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Next message.
How? This is Chief Hang-em-Long from the Itchy Spot tribe. And me no like assassin make fun of my people. I go on warpath.
Next message.
Hi, I think the idea of a women's only show is just a fantastic one. Give us some competition for Vince and Marty. I totally agree with the girls about male protesters at abortion rallies. They really suck. I think they've got a severe case of womb envy. I also think there's no such thing as PMS. Men have just brainwashed women into believing this because they don't want to take a look in the mirror and say, well, maybe she's a bitch because she lives with a creep like me. They'll say, oh, well, maybe she's got PMS. Really stinks. The only good thing about men is they're socially acceptable.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you and welcome you to this segment of the Worldwide Magazine featuring Mr. Peter Parisi, Mr. Mike Perez, and Miss Laurie Perez. And they're at the Elvis Alive Museum in Wright City, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, I can think about a lot of good things to say about Elvis Presley. But let me bring to you some of the truisms that our society has forgotten about Elvis, such as he was a dope fiend. He used to lay in the bed with his mama. Now y'all got a stamp. Y'all gonna go crazy over in January. Ladies and gentlemen, you think about what the master does to his servants. He brainwashes them.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, you're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
I don't like what you're doing.
What they're doing? What are they doing wrong?
The man's dead. Now leave him lay in peace.
What, is it helping Wright City or is it hurting
No.
Wright City?
It ain't doing nothing.
Is it getting tourists into Wright City?
No.
It's not. Is this guy kind of a nut?
He is nuts.
Well, how is he nuts?
Huh?
How is he nuts?
He had all that trouble out here years ago.
What trouble? Where? We're not from around here.
Huh?
We're not from around here. We're from St. Louis. So what was the problem with this guy a few years ago or something? When was this?
He had that farm out there for them kids.
What?
You'd rent.
What was that for?
For underprivileged kids. He never took care of it.
Well, what's this about his militant activities? What's that?
I don't know. I didn't live here then.
Oh. So this guy's kind of a nut, huh?
He is.
Do you have any? We're gonna interview him. Do you have any questions that we should ask him?
The man Elvis is dead. Now leave him alone.
Well, we're here with Mr. Beeny, who is the curator and founder of the Elvis Museum Nice to meet you, sir.
Glad to meet you, and welcome. Elvis is alive and well today.
Well, listen, I was listening on the phone. I was overhearing you, and I noticed that you give handicapped people free admittance to the museum. That's very wonderful.
Well, we felt that's the least we could do for anyone that's handicapped or orphans in an orphan's home or home for the elderly.
So anybody in an institution
Right.
can see this museum for free. If you're in an institution, you can see the museum for free.
Yes, that's correct.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
And in addition to that, I don't know if you picked it up from the news elsewhere, but $1 out of every $4 ticket, we give $1 to 3 charities in Memphis that were Elvis's favorite charities. We called Graceland. We got their favorite charity. There's 3 of them that Elvis contributed mostly to, and we give 1/4 of our door charge to these charities.
That's wonderful.
Well, we think that we can do a good deed as well as get across a message.
Well, I understand you have a busload of handicapped people coming now, and I guess you're going to give them a tour. So if you don't mind, we'd like to go along with you on the tour of the Elvis Museum.
All right. Generally, we explain the museum. As opposed to giving a tour, we let them spend as much time in each room. We got several rooms. Some may want to listen to all of the audio, which is an audio tape of Elvis's voice, which is 55 minutes long. Others may only want to listen to 5 minutes. So we send them through so they can gauge their own speed, how much time they want to spend.
Well, anybody watching, I would recommend that if you're coming to the Elvis Museum, give yourself at least 2 or 3 days to see the whole thing, because, I mean, you really can't see it all just in one day.
Well, it takes a while if you read all the documentation, and that's what this is about. We're not a museum of memorabilia of motorcycles and cars and jumpsuits. We're a museum of information, and the longer they spend, the more information that they will get.
So I guess a lot of Elvis scholars have been coming here to learn more about Elvis.
Well, we've had people of all walks of life. We've had part of the Presley family that came here and was very interested. We've had a number of people from Memphis that came. Graceland sent 2 spies here to take pictures, and that was all right. They were welcome too, because we have nothing to hide. So the more time that a person takes, the more information they're going to get.
And now we're going to go with the man that founded and created the museum, Mr. Beeny, for a tour of the Elvis Museum. There's a picture of young Elvis there, before he got old. Who are these people? These are just tourists?
They're not part of the group that's coming over of the handicapped people.
Are you? The handicapped people probably are taking a long time to come over because they're handicapped.
Yeah, they'll possibly be along.
Although it might be a struggle to get over here.
This is the hallway, and we've got a variety of pictures here of Elvis, from the young Elvis, the days when he was in the service, his movies.
Where'd you get all this stuff?
Oh, we just started collecting from every source that we could.
I imagine this is quite valuable, all these memorabilia of Elvis.
Well, they're not really antique pictures or pictures that Elvis had owned, but it is difficult to get the pictures from different sources. You began to get duplicates, and we try to get as many different pictures as we can. We have a companion cafe here in Wright City called the 50s, and in it we have 1,869 different pictures. Every picture is different. We've applied to the Guinness Book of Records for that.
Well, let me ask you something. This is kind of like a business question, but I hope, for your sake, that this museum is insured. I hope, because I imagine a lot of this memorabilia would be priceless and hard to replace.
Yes, we have insurance, and it would be very difficult. The money would be very small compared to losing some things that we have here.
Well, I'm sorry to pry, but your insurance isn't with Lloyd's of London, is it?
No, not the same one Elvis had.
Oh, okay, I figured that Elvis had the Lloyd's of London. What did Elvis have insured with Lloyd's of London?
Well, Elvis had 4 life insurance policies. Shortly before his alleged death, he cashed in 3 of these policies for a little over $2 million. $2.5 million, I believe was the figure. This was legal and legitimate for Elvis to do this. These were all paid up, and it was his money, and he was entitled to it. He cashed these in a couple of 3 months before his alleged death. He drained all of his bank accounts. He had one checking account that had a little over $1 million in it. That was put in the form of cash and was taken out. He had various properties around. They had a retreat just over the Tennessee line. They sold that, and Elvis seemed to be liquidating everything that he could liquidate. Now, he had one policy with Lloyd's of London that was a term policy. In other words, he had to die to collect on it. That policy, strangely enough, has never been collected on to this day. And the reason being, if a family member collected on this policy and Elvis was not dead, then that would be insurance fraud, a felony. Now, why the family doesn't collect on it, I don't know, but I suspect that would be the reason.
Strange, but true.
Yeah.
Well, give us some of the tour here now. What's the next place you're going to see now?
Well, here we're going into the funeral room. We have a little note on the door that $1 out of every 4 that we collect at the door goes to one of the 3 charities that Elvis loved more than any other. We were told this by Todd Morgan, who's the director of communications for Graceland. One was St. Jude's Hospital, the other was the Elvis Presley Trauma Center in Memphis, and the third was the Goodwill Home for Homeless Children. So we're currently supporting these, and Graceland recommended these to us. We're going to.
So you work very closely with Graceland as far as planning his museum?
Well, we have not worked with Graceland, and Graceland would like to shut this museum down.
Now, what do we have over here? Now, tell us about this.
Is a
Oh, okay. Yeah, come on in. We'd like to take pictures of handicapped people.
Our contention is that on August 16, 1977, Graceland buried a wax figure, not Elvis Presley. We have documentation on the wall that would bring this out. Gene Smith, a cousin to Elvis who was very close to him, stated that when he viewed the body, he couldn't believe it. One sideburn was sticking out. There was glue that had melted and ran down on the head. The air conditioner was in the casket blowing cold air. And that when he looked at the body, he said to the father, Elvis's father, "What do we have here? This is not Elvis." And Vernon Presley, whose picture we have right over here, said, "No, Elvis is upstairs. He is not in the casket. We were afraid the fans might desecrate the body." And Gene Smith noted, he said, "I was a pallbearer. With the air conditioning in the casket because it was August in Memphis and the wax was about to melt, that's the reason they air conditioned it. He said it took 10 of us to carry the casket out to the hearse, and he said it was so heavy I fell down."
How'd you find out all this information?
We have it on film here. We show it to the people, and we have it on the wall in documentation in a book that he was quoted from.
Now, I guess since Elvis is, in your opinion, alive, this grave is,
what we're doing
what
here,
does this mean?
What we're doing here is giving a replica, just as they buried a figure in Graceland that day, and we discuss here why.
Was it an open casket?
Yes, it was. And
Didn't they find out if it was
It was a very hurried funeral. Elvis died one day. They had the funeral the next day, and they opened the casket for 2 or 3 hours to the fans. It was a very rushed
Well,
up.
wouldn't you be able to tell if it was a wax body in a casket?
Not really. I've been to wax museums that look so real that I felt the people could speak to me. And we feel this was a long time in planning. And many people said, no, it doesn't look like Elvis, and they could tell the difference. Many known stars have said they do not think Elvis Presley is dead, and when they saw what they had in the casket, they said this couldn't be Elvis Presley. We have the picture of Elvis in the casket. There was only one picture that was ever taken, and it was up here. The National Enquirer paid a cousin to photograph the casket, had a flyer on with a camera in it.
Hey, listen, we're going to cut the tape. Leave it on, though. Laurie, come over here. She's an actress. She does some of the stuff in our show. We want to show how people are upset about Elvis not being around. So she's going to act just for a few seconds.
Okay.
Real. She's going to act real, like she's wailing over the, you know. Yeah, right. She's really upset about Elvis dying. Now, Laurie. He's probably still alive. We'll probably see him again someday. Mr. Beeny believes that he's still alive. Okay, that's enough. Thank you, Laurie. And now we're going into another room from the Elvis Museum.
This is a replica of the tomb as you would see it in Graceland today. There are many ironical things about this tomb. Elvis, after his death was, after his alleged death, was buried in, he was not buried at Graceland. He was taken over and put in a little memorial garden place, and his mother's body was moved and put there with him in this interment. There were some that tried to break in. They wanted to prove that Elvis wasn't there. Vernon, the father, became very apprehensive, so he got a quick zoning change so that Graceland could have a cemetery. The Memphis board voted on it quickly. They moved the bodies secretly one night and put them in Graceland as they are today in the Memorial Gardens. One strange incident here. The funeral home billed Graceland for moving the mother's body, but never sent any bill for moving Elvis's body.
Wow.
Strange.
But wait a second, how many other people know these facts besides you?
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of them. We're not any super.
How come I haven't heard about this?
The time to discover a lot of things. Then we get to the fact of Elvis's misspelled name. Why did they misspell the middle name of Elvis on his grave? You'll see it there, A-A-R-O-N. If you look on the wall over here is the birth certificate of Elvis and his marriage certificate and a checking account. All of those have the word A-R-O-N. It was on his birth certificate, on his marriage certificate, on his Army papers. Everything that Elvis did, it was A-R-O-N. Here was in 91 an advertisement by ABC advertising a short-lived series about Elvis. Down in small print, circled in red, it said, produced by Elvis's wife, Priscilla Presley. Didn't say ex-wife, or didn't say former wife. It said Elvis's wife produced this. And this was in 1991.
I kind of like that organ music in that other room. That was pretty good.
Well, the organ music and...
You got any more lights in here? It's kind of dark now.
No, we had this purposefully soft, and he may not be able to film it. It may not be enough light.
Well,
hold the door open.
Wait a second. I'll use. Well, this is kind of crude, but I can do this here. I'll use my Bic lighter. It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Here we got my Bic lighters. Our big light is being fixed now, so we have to use the Bic lighter. What is this?
This is the audio of Elvis's voice. I will. It was supposed to be running. We're supposed to keep it running 24 hours a day, but we've had a
malfunction of the equipment here.
We had a heavy day of people coming through. Why don't we pick this up a little later to see a little audio?
Might be a little problem there.
What this is a voice of Elvis, a 55-minute voice of Elvis.
Hey, can we talk to some of the people that came to the Elvis Museum? That'd be nice, just for a second. Hi, what's your name?
Jen.
Excuse me? What's your name?
Donna.
Uh-huh. Where you from?
Donna.
What?
Donna.
Oh, okay, great, wonderful. Yeah. Hold on, this lady wants to talk to us here. Yeah, hi, what's your name? Yeah, it's real nice. Well, I'm not really wanting to talk right at the moment. Well, how are you enjoying the Elvis Museum?
Now this room, if a person wants to know why Elvis Aaron Presley disappeared, this room, we believe, contains the answers. This
What's
room
the...
we call the FBI DEA room. This room contains information that most people have no inkling about in the life of Elvis Presley. And that is, it has information that tells of Elvis's activity as a narcotics agent.
What?
As a narcotics agent.
What about him? I thought he was a drug user.
This is what most people think. Most people think he was overweight, a drug user, spaced out, and so forth and so on. This is not the true Elvis, and we can prove it. Over here on this wall, we have a picture from the National Archives in Washington, D.C.
Oh, President Nixon.
President Nixon making Elvis Presley a narcotics agent at large. This was in 1970. He could arrest anybody anywhere in the United States that was trafficking in drugs.
So Elvis didn't use drugs?
No, Elvis used prescription drugs, and I can sympathize with him because Elvis had a chronic problem. He had a lower bowel problem, and he was in constant pain, and he took medication for that. I can remember a time in my life as a young man, I had my right lung collapse, and I was in constant pain, and I was constantly on medication, so I can sympathize with him. Apart from being a DEA drug agent, Elvis worked closely with the FBI. He provided cover for an FBI agent who played in his band for 3 years, 1974, 75, and 76. If you go to Graceland, you'll see a certificate in which the Justice Department thanks Elvis for providing cover for one of their agents for 3 years. This was in a...
This lady's... What, excuse me, lady? What?
It's a good idea.
Excuse me?
It's a good idea.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
The Barbie. Come on, come on. It's a good idea.
I'm sorry about that interruption. Go ahead. We'll edit that out.
Somebody said you dreamed all of that. No, no, I didn't dream it. What I have here is 663 pages of the FBI report. Now, some of it has been edited out, like here, because there are agents' names, undercover agents' names. In these 663 pages, they are telling of the death threats that Elvis Presley endured. How many death threats do you reckon he'd get his last year? Would you want to take a guess?
20?
300.
Why?
In 1 year.
Why?
That's almost one a day. Because he was a narcotics agent whose cover had been blown. And you know how a person who's in drugs views a narc. They hate him.
Oh, yeah. I hate him.
And they wanted Elvis dead. He received constant, and they're all described here. The FBI investigated him. This is not fantasy. This is fact. Now, here's the clincher. I got this information. It took me up to a point, which was just a few days after Elvis's alleged death, and then that's all the files they got me. But then I got some additional FBI files 3 days ago, and it blew my mind for this reason. The day that Elvis's funeral was conducted, he was supposed to be before a federal grand jury giving expert witnesses about these 40 gangsters. The very day of his funeral, he was to be an expert witness and victim. And it's all laid out in the FBI files. And our view is that the FBI did for Elvis what they would do for any of their narcotics agents. When their cover was blown, put them in a federal witness protection program and give them protection.
Well, I understand that when you were doing a lot of interviews here at the Elvis Museum, you did an interview with Paul Shankman at Channel 2?
Yes, we did.
How was Paul Shankman?
Very good. He was a great guy to work with.
Was he a little, you know, he drinks a little bit.
No, we didn't have any indication of that.
He wasn't drunk?
No. He
okay, good.
A lot of people think I'm drunk all the time telling this, but I don't drink, so...
No, I'm a personal friend. I'm not going to put this on the tape or anything. I'm not going to put this on the air, but I'm personal friends with Paul Shankman, and just tell me the truth between you and me.
No,
was he drunk?
He was stone sober as a judge.
Really? God bless him. God bless him. He's been getting help.
And the crew from New York was just super.
Which crew was that?
A current affair. They flew down from New York and filmed this place.
I guess they did a real spicy interview with you.
They did it real accurate. No, it wasn't jazzed up. It wasn't undue. They used a lot of sound effects and things that made it more interesting, but it was an accurate interview.
Where are those nice handicapped people? Where'd they go? They're probably wandering around somewhere.
Where they went here, probably in the gift room.
Okay, yeah. Don't take any checks from them. Now we're with Mr. Beeny outside the Elvis Museum. We've just finished our very interesting tour. I can't say I agree with everything you say or I disagree with it. I really don't know, but it's very fascinating, and you're very knowledgeable about what you have to say. I want to ask you a few questions about yourself. We were in this town before we came to the Elvis Museum, and there was a few people that were kind of mad at you. Do you know anything about that?
No, I rather suspect that it would have some people mad because...
Why?
Well, I don't know what they're mad about, but very seldom you get a consensus of everybody. Maybe they don't like all of this hullabaloo. We've had 48 radio and television interviews in the last 2 weeks. Maybe it disturbs their rest, and maybe instead of a vibrant, growing, progressive town, they want our old folks home.
Well, we're with some townspeople from Wright City, Missouri. What do you know about the Elvis Museum?
I think it's a little retarded. It's just a bunch of people hoping that Elvis was still alive. They really don't know what they're talking about.
How about the gentleman that runs it?
I think he's an old, crazy man.
What do you know about that Elvis Museum?
They're trying to close it down or something like that.
What do you know about the gentleman that owns it?
Mr. Beeny?
Yeah, Mr. Beeny. Come on, you can tell me. I won't tell anybody.
I guess he owns the place. He owns.
What do you know about Mr. Beeny?
I don't know. They know. It's crazy. He's crazy. Not me. I heard that
He's crazy, man. He thinks he's still alive when he's not.
Yeah, hi. We want to ask you about... Oh, yeah, great. We want to ask you about the Elvis Museum.
Just any comments, and we just ended up being here.
Well, this is downtown Wright City. It's a pretty interesting place. I'm kind of having a good time here. It's good to get out of St. Louis. Now we're going to the Century Hardware store, and let's talk to the people in there. Hi. Hey, we want to ask you a question, okay? We're from St. Louis. We wanted to go to that Elvis Museum, and we wanted to ask you what you know about the Elvis Museum.
I don't know a whole lot other than what I read in the paper.
How about the man that owns it?
I really don't know that much about him. He comes in here and does a little business, but other than that, I don't know a lot.
Hey, hi. How you doing? We want to ask you a question about that Elvis Museum, about that guy that owns the Elvis Museum. What do you know about him? What do you know about him?
I don't know anything about him at all. I live on the other side of town. I don't know him.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, we just wanted to find out about him. We thought he was an interesting gentleman.
Well, he is. He's usually got his thing out there on the road there, advertising. You're talking about the guy that stands up on the stage down there?
Right. There seems to be some fact about this man, and there's a wall of silence in this town. Nobody will comment on him, but I know that somebody's going to tell us the truth. We're going to keep digging until we find the truth.
I don't know anything about it because I'm a stranger, really. I live on the other side of town. I don't know that much
Well,
about
it doesn't
it.
mean you're a stranger. It's a 2-block long town. What does that mean?
Empty.
Okay, thanks.
I can't really tell you.
Okay, thanks. Interesting TVs here. These are old TVs, huh? What is this, like a TV museum? You have the Elvis Museum down the street and you have a TV museum here. Oh, we're at the beauty salon. Hi. I want to ask you a question about the Elvis Museum. I mean, how does it affect the town?
Interesting, I don't know.
What do you know about the guy that owns the Elvis Museum? What do you know about him?
What do I know about him?
Yeah, please, tell us the truth. We won't tell anybody.
I know he owned a youth thing a long time ago that got shut down because it wasn't done right.
Okay, now we're beginning to find out something. What else do you know about him?
He likes Elvis? That's all I know.
Hey, could you tell us about the Elvis Museum?
What would you like me to tell you about the Elvis?
About the guy that runs it.
Mr. Beeny?
Mr. Beeny.
I've known him for a few years, and he seems to be a landmark in Wright City.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, what can you tell us about the Elvis Museum?
Not much. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh. How about you?
You're kidding, right?
No, tell us about it, please. We went from
nothing about it, except Mr. Beeny.
What about Mr. Beeny?
That says it all.
Hey, you guys, we were wondering if you can tell us a little bit about the Elvis Museum or anything about its owner. You know, we went down to the hair salon. We went down to, let's see, the store down there. And everyone's like keeps their mouths real quiet about, you know.
Where are you from?
St. Louis. So, you know, it was in the Post, right? The Elvis Museum. So we decided to come out and kind of, yeah.
How far can we go with before slander?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Give me the microphone.
Here. This, you know, it's like we went into the hair salon. There's this little kid. There's this little kid on the ground playing with the toys, and then the beauticians all of a sudden got really quiet. You know, so it's like we just wanted to know how it's affecting the town.
How the Elvis Museum, well, it's an embarrassment. The guy that owns it's an embarrassment. He's not got, you know, a real good reputation with a lot of the people.
That's what we couldn't figure out why, because like we just asked about the Elvis Museum, and then people are giving just pretty dry statements, and then it gets real quiet after that. So is there something about his past that people know about that, you know, it's like, how long's he been with the Elvis Museum? Or, you know, how long's it been?
Really know, about a year, I guess, since I really picked up on seeing it around town. But no, I mean, there's nothing I can tell you concrete because I don't know. I mean, I don't know the man that well. I mean, he's just around, you know.
Has tourism helped? I mean, is that helping the economy of the town?
Not that I could tell. I wouldn't say.
What is the secret behind the Elvis Museum and Bill Beeny? Well, we couldn't find out, but we might go back there to give you the story behind the story. Until then, there's a big question mark. What is the mysterious secret that we can't find out? I don't know. Oh, there's one other thing I want to say, and that is that we were making this joke about Paul Shankman being an alcoholic. Well, he's not. And he knows that we were kidding around, and he said it was all right, so thanks, Paul. He's not an alcoholic. He's really a drug addict. No, I'm only kidding. He's a great guy. Anyway, speaking of great guys, I want to thank all the people that was silly enough to be on our program tonight, and all you people out there that was silly enough to watch it. We'll see you later. Good night.